that ash explosion was so good. I think that's probably my favorite shot.
Through working on this project, I really got to sit down with the source material and analyze it frame by frame for visual effects reference. And through doing that, I really gained an appreciation for how each frame is really a piece of art in itself. I'm Evan Zazula. I served as the visual effects supervisor and an effects technical director on Naruto. I thought it was really cool to be able to be involved at so many different stages of the production, from the beginning where Nik and I were sitting down and looking at reference, trying to figure out how the shadow should look, to helping out with the visual effects supervision, trying to figure out how things should be shot on set.
I was excited about working on just incredibly stylized action. And my name is Calomay. I'm the supervising editor with Naruto Climbing Silver. It was fun to be able to interpret the live action to sort of give that same feel of the anime. Not that I went exactly frame by frame, with the editing, maybe in some parts.
As a fan of the soundtrack, I was just really excited to be able to expand my composer palette. Hey there, my name is Matthew Wong, and I'm the composer for Reanime's Naruto Climbing Silver, and really try to think about how the original soundtrack moved me and how to add my own spin onto it. I think that it was really great collaborating with the fans and actually having, people send in their own grunts and shouts. But today I'm going to show you, this is the Naruto grunt session. So, as I mentioned in the other video, we actually asked all of the Reanime fans who wanted to participate to send in grunt sounds, and we got a lot.
The chakra blades are a really important part of Asuma's character. My name is Bilyk, and I'm a visual effects artist on Reanime's Naruto Climbing Silver. There's a plot point where Naruto is trying to do the chakra blades, and they're a lot more round and kind of lumpy compared to Asuma's, which are more sharp.
I know we went through a couple different iterations of the blades because we just wanted to get them to look really, we wanted to get them right. My name's Paul Robinson. I'm one of the visual effects artists on Naruto.
But there were some changes we made to make it look more grounded in reality. Things like particles, making it glow and kind of making it distort and flow as if it was real energy that, belonged in the scene.
I think the trickiest part about them is, just tracking them to the actual blades. And it's always going to be kind of a tricky scenario when you're object tracking.
The most challenging part would have been the fact that there needed to be some very defined features on the blades, but they also needed to move through 3D space convincingly. And getting those features to line up as the blades rotate and move, I think would have been the most challenging component.
I should have fused your lips together instead of your neck.
Myself and another VFX artist, Diego, worked on Kakazu's eyes, and Kakazu was moving quite a bit in this shot, and it was a very long shot. So, with a lot of movement and a lot of blinking as well. It's really subtle, it's just his eyes, but since the shot held for a very long time, we had to do a lot of manual tracking of his eyes to get that eye color.
In part one, the fight, it's pretty long, and there's a lot of moments I had to kind of hit. So, on a camera angle change or whatever, or a punch just to add, a hit, and then it's easy enough to do it once, but when the picture keeps moving and, the edit keeps changing a little bit, which happened a lot in the first part, more than the others, that was probably the most challenging thing so far.
Hey guys, so I am back. Sorry to interrupt the video again, but we have to shout out our lovely sponsor for today's video, which is Honkai Impact. As you guys know, if you watch the Naruto series, Honkai Impact sponsored Naruto Part 1 through 4, and I'm so grateful to them. So if you guys can show your love to them again, they're an amazing mobile game with some beautiful graphics and some really cool characters. I'm sure you've heard the whole spiel of me talking about them, but I actually really enjoy their game. So I recommend downloading it, and if you guys want to support Reanime and support Honkai Impact, go click the link down below and go download their game and enjoy it. It's really fun. Okay, back to the video. Thank you all.
Asuma's explosion, in the anime it stays, roughly exactly the same size, and the smoke kind of converts from smoke to fire. In reality, an explosion is expanding gas. So trying to find the middle ground between modeling what is physically correct with an explosion that expands. Beyond that, explosion needed to be more of a chain reaction from the inside to the out and happen kind of in stages. So developing a system to accomplish that was a bit more of a technical challenge.
The most challenging scene for me in the film was definitely the decapitation scene. There was a lot of different techniques we had to bring in to kind of pull that one off. So it was very challenging, but very rewarding when we got to see the end product.
Hey! You know how it feels to get your head cut off?
What is my favorite shot or sequence from the film and why? Well, it's not really a hero shot. There's a scene where Hidan is jumping out away from Shikamaru's shadow, and he kicks up this sort of dust cloud into the air as the shadow kind of passes through it. And the dust cloud is practical, so figuring out how to comp the shadow into that dust cloud was a bit of a challenge, and I'm pretty happy with how that one turned out. What was the inspiration for Shikamaru's shadows? So of course the anime, but some of the other references that we were looking at were the venom effects from the Spider-Man movies, the Shadow Assassin from Game of Thrones, and even Peter Pan's shadow from the animated Peter Pan movie.
One of my most favorite sequences in the series is where Hidan throws his scythe, Shikamaru dodges it, and we do this like really cool flip. I thought production, Nik really did a great job of making it feel like he was floating upside down. That looked great, and then just VFX did an amazing job with that scythe. It just really looks like it's in that world.
The workflow on this film has been great. I mean, we're collaborating with a lot of people on the shoot, and I think having the workflow in place that we do, being able to trade assets.
We had some really great tools, some really great resources to allow us to transfer files to each other, and so, everything was organized in one place, and it just flowed really well. Everything went really smoothly, and I'm really grateful for that.
Mark, action.
Working with Nik is kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like while I'm working and kind of getting into the heat of things, thinking, how am I going to do this shot? Is it going to get approved?
The shot works.
Kind of getting overwhelmed with these things and submitting a shot, uploading it to the project and having him comment. He'll crack a joke or something, and it's just a good reminder that, like, we're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy Naruto.
It's really obvious that he has a strong passion for what he's doing, and he's able to take that passion and use it to push the quality of the final product as far as it can go. While at the same time, he's very understanding if there is a timeline, budget, or logistical limitation that may crop up.
His enthusiasm drives everyone on the team to do better and to want to do better, So I love what Nik has done with Reanime, and just so glad to be along for the ride.
I mean, he's such an amazing person to work with because he's passionate, he's driven, he's collaborative. I mean, all the things that you want in someone that you work with, because you want somebody that's going to steer the ship and knows exactly what they want, but is open to feedback and collaboration.
Naruto fans, anime fans in general, have been wanting to see a really good, well-done live action for a long time, and all the live actions, most of the live actions that we have received have unfortunately not been that great.
Well, like most things done in Hollywood, it tends to be watered down. They want to consolidate a lot of the ideas to have a much broader reach. And so I think in that process, a lot of the nuance of what you're capturing kind of gets lost.
This Naruto film is important to anime fans because, number one, you have reanimefilms. I mean, they have an amazing track record, they put out great work, and doing something this big at this scale, at this length, there's a lot of eyes on it, and people want to see something that's probably as close to what you'll get for a live-action Naruto.
I think a lot of Naruto fans, self-included, have been waiting for a live-action version of Naruto for so long that it's great to see, Reanime spending so much time on the visual effects, so much time on the casting and, the choreography and making sure these fights are as cool as possible.
Reanime is definitely on the right track. Their adaptations are getting better and better with every project, and I think Reanime has a really great approach to the way they're doing live action anime.
I think one of the coolest things about the Reanime films is how true to the source material they are, and you can really see that there is, respect for the source material.
So that it still feels good to watch to old fans of the series, but at the same time something refreshing, something new that, even new fans or people that have never even seen the source material can enjoy.